Okay, ladies, so it is our first call of 2016, which is so exciting. I know some of you guys were on the surge last night, and I just kind of want to recap a little bit about that. And I also want to talk to you guys, majority of this call, I want to talk to you guys about goals and the importance of goal setting, just because it is so beneficial to this business. And I know for myself, I knew what a goal was, but I had absolutely no clue, how to set one, what to say, or, what to even think about when I was setting goals for myself. So Beachbody has taught me so much when it comes to goals. And I don't just set, business goals or coaching goals or fitness goals anymore. I set goals for our life and, personal things. So I really want to talk to you guys about that. But, the thing about I want to talk to you guys, they, run through that stuff so fast. So the Success Club trip, when that comes available to register, I'm going to tell you right now that instantly, because honestly, they let the elite coaches and they let that's the thing that when I say it in my videos, how important it is for us to shoot for things like that, because they get benefits that are, well worth it. So they'll get their choice. And then obviously I think it starts on January 19th. So what will happen is they'll post it. I think it said 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 noon our time, Erica. And I'm not sure what time that is for you, an hour behind us. So that day, if you want to register, you need to be in front of your computer, because as soon as that goes live, it will be like chaos. And if you do not get registered, then you right away want to be put on the wait list. And I know I was talking to a couple girls today, and as a team, if we're, have more than just me going, like this year, I'm the only one going on the cruise, which is, I'm lucky to get off the wait list. And so, but that's the importance of the wait list, because I missed out on Cancun last year because I wasn't told in enough time, hey, you should get on the wait list. So if you don't get registered, or you don't have the $300 to, do the deposit right away, then put yourself on the wait list instantly. But I was talking to a couple of friends of mine and a couple of people on Nikki's team, and a lot of people are going to try and go for the Coral trip, which is the weekend one, the 27th through the 1st, which I think is a good idea, because so I think if we're going to register and, you're going to put yourself on the wait list or whatever, that's the one that I'm going to shoot for, is the Coral, because I feel like if there's something, they'll work out the kinks on that first, the first couple days. So I've been to Punta Cana and I love it. My husband and I have been there 3 times. So, and we didn't get to go back this year because we built a brand new home. So I am ecstatic to be going back to Punta Cana. And it's even more exciting because that's where I met Hope. I would never even know who Hope was if it was not for being on a vacation with Brad in Punta Cana and gibber jabbering about fitness, and then find out she lives 15 minutes from us. So it's exciting, but it does get a little bit crazy. So if nothing else, if you, like I said, if you don't get it right away, or you don't have $300 for the deposit or whatever to put on a credit card or whatever, then just get yourself on that wait list no matter what, because you want to be on, because people just go on there and buy tickets and whatever, and then they end up falling off or they cancel or whatever. So, and they're particular about Success Club. I know for myself, this year for the cruise, we had to get Success Club 3 months before they took you off the wait list, and you had to get Success Club 3 months after, or they would, if I did not get Success Club the last 3 months, they would have canceled my registration for the cruise. So, and I get that, because you got that cruise because you earned it through Success Club. So you should keep earning it. And that's the point. It's a Success Club trip. So you should be always constantly, consistently earning Success Club. So I want to talk to you guys about that. And I don't know if you guys caught that, the Beachbody Performance, the 10-pack things that they're gonna the packets. I really like that because I used to drink Energize or E&E, which is kind of like Energize, and they come in packets, and I loved having the packets. And to be honest with you, that is always a cool way. I mean, I think it said the Energize 10 packets were going to be $17 and the Hydrate was $13.95. But it's a cool way to have those and to give them to your prospects or your customers. Like, you know, I used to use E&E all the time to give out as samples, or I would send it in a thank you card or something like that to one of my new challengers or something. So that's a really nice thing to have. And I actually was waiting for them to come out with Energize in packets because I'm like obsessed with packets. And let me see, what was the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about? Oh, the Beachbody On Demand thing. That is going to be really, really cool because so many people are like, well, first of all, some people have asked me if they can get it on their Comcast. I'm like, no, it's not Comcast On Demand. Like, we have our own system, and it's like, you know, you go into this system. It's not on your TV. You can do it if you have Apple TV or whatever, but it's solely through Beachbody. But it's going to be cool because a lot of people I've talked to are like, well, what if I want to do size, but I don't really want to buy the DVDs, or I don't have a DVD player, or so. And the prices, like, that's insane that size is going to be literally half the price. Like, I think honestly at this point, you'd be crazy not to get the Beachbody or the Beachbody On Demand challenge pack if you're going to get a challenge pack, because at that point you get your Shakeology, and you just have to pay, if you want a full program, $25 versus $60 for a program. So, or just pay the club membership, or, you know, if they get a 21-day fixed challenge pack, they get that free trial of Beachbody On Demand for 30 days. So having that little bit of extra stuff in there for them to say, oh, well, I wanted size, I can buy it for $25, makes them want to keep the on demand rather than, you know, get rid of it. So I really do like that. But for your girls that were not on that surge last night, what they're going to be doing on Beachbody On Demand is they're going to have what they're calling digital unlocks. And they're going to be for the Beachbody Club members only. You have to be a paid club member, the $38.95 or whatever it is. And instead of, like, we have to have, if we want to get size, the full program, we had to purchase it, and we have to have the physical DVDs. They are going to be putting on there within the next month, he said, a little, when you go into size, it'll have a little unlock button. And if you click unlock, it'll let you unlock the full program for, like I said, half the price. Like, I have the prices. I took a screenshot of it. I'll share it in the team page, but I think it was like $25 that you could buy the full program. And I think the basic workouts and the deluxe workouts, I think you could unlock both of those for like $41, which is like crazy to me because you can't get the program for that much. And they're still going to have access to all that stuff. Like, they're going to have access to the meal plans and the calendars. And so it's very beneficial, especially for those customers of yours that have Beachbody On Demand and they've been wanting to try something else. Like, because the programs that are on there are great, but Brazil Butt Lift, that it's just not for me. And it's the older programs, which is great because they didn't want to roll out brand new programs on there and, you know, take away from the challenge packs or the coaches. So this is their way of putting that out there, but still, and we are going to get volume and commission off of that too if they buy it through there. So, or if they get it through us or whatever. But the only way they're saying right now is going to be able to get it is through the Beachbody On Demand. And they have to be a paid club member. So I think it's going to be very, very beneficial. And they're going to start out with T25, Size, and Body Beast are the first three that they're going to roll those out on. So, and then they said of the 6 programs, I think there was going to be 6, and it's whatever programs that are already available, like probably PIO, 21-Day Fix, 21-Day Fix Extreme. Eventually, they're going to roll those out. But they wanted to get these 3 on here first to kind of test the waters with it. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, that was all I had about the surge. But so I wanted mainly to talk to you guys tonight about goal setting, because this whole entire, over the weekend, these couple days, I've really been focusing on setting my personal goals and goals for the team for 2016. And I really wanted you guys to think about this stuff, because it's very beneficial and so important to your business. You really kind of have to evaluate your life and where you are and kind of figure out where you want to go and where you're going to go. I know 4 huge goals always that I think when I make my goals and I'm making a list, I always, do health goals, fitness goals, financial goals, and, personal goals. Because like I said, this business has helped benefit my life so much that I have to put a personal, it's benefiting my personal life, that I was not only able to leave my job, but not have to worry about rushing and finding a job. So, obviously it helps me personally. So I have to set personal goals with it. But I really want you guys to think about what your expectations are for 2016. We've all come so far, new coaches, veteran coaches, discount coaches, and I really want you to consider, what you want it to look like and on December 31st of 2016. If you didn't have to, worry about money or, time getting in the way or anything like that, what would you do with your life? Like, what are those things deep down that you've always dreamed of that, you never thought would ever happen, that, this could benefit you and help you get to? What would you do with your life, really? And we're always worrying about everyone else. I know myself, I don't ever worry about me, very rarely. My nails are always a mess. My hair's always a mess. And I just worry about everyone else around me before I worry about myself. But sometimes we really have to, ask yourself, what is the one thing that you want? What is it that you want out of life? And what is that one thing that could happen that could make your 2016 absolutely perfect? If you didn't hit a goal that you set for yourself in 2015, forget about it. Move on from it. Move past it. There were 3 goals that were huge on my goal board in 2015, and I did not reach them. I cried about it, and I moved on over it. And it is what it is. And I should be proud of how far I've come. And I want you guys to feel that same way, because one of my huge goals was to help 100 people in 2015, and I got to 98. And it was partially because I wanted to drink and enjoy my New Year's. I didn't want to sit in front of my computer. So, and that's okay with me. I was upset about it, but I got over it and I moved on from it, because you know what? 98 people is a lot of people. So for me, I was proud of myself. I was mad at myself. Then I was proud of myself, and I just moved past it, and I moved on to 2016, because that's what it's all about. Waiting and looking back at what could have, should have, would have, it's not going to get me anywhere in the next year with anything in life. So when you're setting goals, though, too, you guys, honestly, they have to be SMART goals. Like, you have to be very specific. I'm sure we've all seen this little thing from Pinterest about SMART goals, setting SMART goals. I'm sure everybody's seen it because I shared in my challenge group. So you have to get specific with your goals. You really do. You have to, get down to the nitty-gritty. If one of your goals is to hit Success Club, okay, you're going to hit Success Club. Are you going to hit it just this month, or are you going to hit it for 12 months and get that 365er cup? Or are you going to just, you can't just say, I'm going to hit Success Club, I'm going to get diamond. Well, you have to be specific in that goal. If you want to hit diamond, you need to be specific about it and know how you're going to get to diamond. Like the next one is the next measurable. Your goals have to be measurable. You have to, make a time frame, and you have to be able to measure what's going to get you to that goal. Like I said, if you want to hit Success Club, okay, so how many people do you need to help a month? How are you going to help that many people a month? And your goals need to be attainable and realistic. You cannot say that you're going to hit diamond in 2 weeks, because I would literally fall off my chair if you hit diamond in 2 weeks, because I've seen people do it in 30 days, but not 2 weeks. So you just have to, your efforts, if you want to say you want to hit diamond in a month, your efforts have to match that goal. And you have to be sitting in front of your computer every single day, adding new coaches, finding new people. And, so you have to understand it's so easy to say those things, just like we always say things are, easier said than done. It's a lot easier to say I'm going to be diamond in a month than it is to actually do it. You have to put that work in. So, and the last one is like a time and a deadline. You have to put, Erica, I think you and I have talked about this. You have to put a time frame on your goal. You cannot just say, I want to hit diamond in 2016. Okay, but when in 2016? If it's by 12/31, great. Then you're giving but I believe at the rate you guys are going, it's totally possible to do it within, 3 months, 90 days, 120 days. There is no, if you're doing the 3 vital behaviors daily, you're getting on calls, you're doing trainings, you're being a product of the product, you're adding coaches, you're building a team, you're going to obtain that goal. But you have to put a date on it. You always have to put a date. If you are wanting to reach Success Club All-Star, when is that 12-month frame for you? I have a goal for myself, and I don't mind sharing my goals with you guys. So I have a goal that I want to be a 3-star diamond by Summit. I'm 1 week away from holding my 1-star. So to me, 3-star diamond by Summit is absolutely attainable. So I'm not like, oh my God, I'm going to be a 10-star by July, because clearly doing something like that would just stress me out. And that's why it's so important to make the goals attainable, because you don't want to stress yourself out. And we talk about this all the time about how I don't want you guys to get so worked up and overwhelmed with this business and Success Club and all that stuff, because it just pulls you in and it takes away from everything that we are doing this for and the reason that we're doing this. So I just really want to, like I said, smart goals, specific, measurable, attainable, and put a time frame on it. Because if you don't put a time frame, you have no plan, really. You need to have a vision with where you're going. And so really, you need to kind of build your roadmap for yourself of where what is that dream life and that life by design. And to be honest with you, last year at this time, I could have never even imagined. And it was on my goal board and my vision board to be a full-time Beachbody coach. If I had to have made the decision on my own, I would probably still have a job. But, because we were building a new house and I lost my job, whatever. But since the choice was thrown at me, we made the choice for me to stay home and, grow my business. But that's the kind of things that's why your business has to be important to you, because God forbid something like that does come up and happen to you. I knew that I had a sustainable business, that I wasn't going to be, taking away from my business and going back to a job that I hated and working full time again. So, I mean, even today though, I work here full time and I'm half the time like, what the hell am I even doing? I'm still all over the place, just because all these top coaches and all these people, believe me, they don't have it all together. I've only been doing this since May, and I do not have it all together when it comes to planning and doing things, and I forget things and I mess things up, and it's totally okay. But you just have to, really get down to the nitty-gritty, dig deep, and evaluate your life and what's going on in your life right now. And, like I said, efforts must match the goals. If you are not willing to put the work in, then do not set yourself up for failure with setting this huge goal that you're not willing to work for, just because you think that I want to see you I want to see you say that you're going to reach that goal, or your coach, or, your husband wants to see you write down that you're going to pay off your credit card debt or whatever. If you're not willing to work so that you can put that money towards your credit cards, then don't say it, because you're just going to piss yourself off when you don't do it. So my tips for making and setting goals and, a vision board. I have mine, but I'm still working on creating it so that I can put it on my laptop screen to look at every day. Make a list of your priorities from 5 things, your top 5 priorities in your life. Make a list of them and, use them in planning your goals. Make a list of where you see yourself at the end of this year. Who is the person you want to be on December 31st of 2016? Sacrifices. Make a list of the sacrifices that you're going to have to make to reach these goals that you're setting for yourself. I will tell you one thing. I have probably said this before, but I was a reality TV junkie. Like, if there was an reality TV anonymous or whatever you want to call it, I could have went to that because I spent all of my time in front of the TV. My husband and I always spent time in front of the TV, watching movies and just wasting time. And that was one huge thing that I gave up for Beachbody. I got rid of, if I watch reality TV, it's reruns of it when I do have a couple free minutes or at 1:00 in the morning when I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep. So I don't take away from my business time to sit and watch TV anymore. That was the sacrifice that I had to make. And it wasn't a big sacrifice to me because I was wasting time. Listening to the radio was I don't listen to the radio in my car anymore. When I'm in my car, personal development is on. Is my husband always happy about it? No, but oh well. Because when he's in the car, we listen to Sean T, so it makes him a little bit happier than listening to Joel Osteen or whatever. So, but that was a sacrifice. I used to listen to country music and love listening to my playlists on my phone, and I'd rather now listen to podcasts because it's going to benefit me. I listen to audiobooks. I can finish an audiobook in my car in like a matter of 4 days, depending on what I'm doing. Just little things like that. Sometimes you have to sacrifice time. And if you're going to sacrifice time for your goals, you have to, talk to the people around you in your life and let them know what you're doing. Because Brad and I when I got serious about my business, Brad and I had to sit down and have a conversation because I used to do my work, worked full time, came home, worked out, cooked dinner, and would sit at the dining room table while he was watching TV with Rocco, and I would be at the dining room table, and all this chaos is going on behind me. And I would just sit there some days, and I'm like, I sat here for 2 hours, and I feel like I've got nothing done because he was bothering me. The dog needed to go out to the bathroom, and my mom's calling on my phone. It wasn't until I sat down with Brad and said, one day I got 100% serious. I went to Target and I bought whiteboards and I wrote goals down and I put them in our spare bedroom and I set myself up with this little space. And I looked at Brad and I said, I'm going to go in here every night for 2 hours. If the dog has to go to the bathroom, you need to take him. And I know this is like a child. It sounds like a child, but he literally, that's just, he is like a child to us. So if I'm there, Brad won't do it. So if I'm busy working, you need to take care of him. If he wants to eat, you need to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be interrupted. If my mom calls, my phone's out. I would leave my phone out in the dining room so I wasn't, interrupted. I had 2 hours of uninterrupted me time for my business. And that's whenever everything changed for me. Because I was spending focused time. I didn't set business hours and say to people, you can only talk to me between 8 and 10 every night. I didn't do that because there was times at my job I had that privilege where I could check my phone here and there while I was at work during the day and I could make posts or whatever. But when it came down to my 2 hours a night, on nights there was calls, I would spend an hour on a call because to me at that point in time, I was using that as personal development. And then that other hour, I had a to-do list. And I don't ever put more than 5 things on my to-do list, even still today. And those 5 things got done in that hour. I would set alarms to myself, 15 minutes for one thing, 15 minutes for another thing. And because inviting is not as hard as we make it out to be. It really isn't. If you are inviting 3 people a day, you literally could do that in a matter of 5 minutes. Literally. If you have a list of people to go off of. And you're not afraid to send them a message. Because I used to scare myself out of inviting people, and I would just send them a, hey, how are you doing? I don't do that anymore. If you are on my list to invite, I'm going to send you an invite. And they may not answer, and they may say yes, they may say no, and it doesn't matter. I planted a seed, I put it out there, I got the job done. So you need to, another tip for me is who, what, where, and when. Just like I said, figure out who is involved in helping you reach these goals, what the goals are, where you're gonna, see yourself, what, like a time frame, and when. Same thing with when. When are you reaching that goal by? And then lastly, just look at the big picture of all of this. Look at where you see yourself in, 5 years, 3 years, whatever it is, and figure out how you can have this business benefit you from that. And if your goal is to solely just help other people and not have a monetary gain from this, then great, and keep yourself accountable. That is absolutely, totally, 100% okay. But if your goal is to, build a life that you don't have to worry about things, and, you don't have to, like for me, I hated going to my job every single day. There was points in time in my job, I would come home from work and I would cry to Brad because I hated my job that much. And it got even progressively worse as I got more success in Beachbody, because I knew that it was totally possible for me to say, see you later, I'm doing this and doing something that I love. And he gave me the easiest out on that Friday afternoon when he told me that he was closing his business. So it wasn't easy. And even to this day, we still sacrifice a lot of things, but to me, it's worth it. And, like we talked about a couple weeks ago with, it was a little bit rough, but what's the bullshit story you're telling yourself? Don't make excuses for yourself. Do not make excuses of why this won't work for you. Carl said it on the Surge last night. If people are like, well, how come this person is more successful, and how come this person is here and I'm not here, or I can't drink Shakeology, so it's not going to work for me. There's so many other ways now that, like, a year ago, Shakeology was the only way really that you could stay an active business building coach, because you have to have 90 PV once you start building a business. And that was really the only way to do that. Now there's Beachbody Performance. There's the Boost. There's so much stuff out there that, you don't have to just drink Shakeology. I changed Brad's HD. He's an actively working, well, he isn't an actively working coach, but he's an active working coach. I work his business, so I need to keep him active. And he's an Emerald coach, so he needs 90 PV or above. So I just changed his to the performance line so that we can have extra performance line coming here with our Shakeologies. So there's so many other ways out there, and just giving yourself excuses to get out of being successful at this is, you're just setting yourself up for failure. There is no, if you're in this to build a business, there aren't any really excuses. You can find time. You can, if you don't want to drink Shakeology, you can change it. There's just, everything about this business is just so beneficial to your personal life, and just helping others with it just makes it so much more worthwhile. I know for me, I wouldn't probably work out every day if it wasn't for you guys and for my challengers. I wouldn't. I would find every excuse to get out of doing it some days. But having this business, having my coaches, having people hold me accountable and counting on me to get it done makes it so much easier for me to get it done. And like I said last night at the end of the call, just sharing the value in everything that we have to offer, because the company itself is amazing. The products that we offer are amazing. And I've said this on many calls before, but for whatever reason, weight loss is this huge, like, big thing that nobody wants to talk about. But it's like a huge problem in our country, but nobody wants to talk about it. Doctors will give you every pill they possibly can to keep feeding these illnesses and just keeping them at bay and whatever. And we have a solution for people. have changed my health drastically since drinking Shakeology and living a healthier life. And I don't ever claim that Shakeology totally made me into a healthier person, because it didn't. Changing my lifestyle, working out every day, eating right, and drinking Shakeology are the three. We have the solutions, and we're here for those people that need the help. We just have to be here for them and not be afraid to mention it to them or bring it up to them. Because believe me, people are watching you. I watched my coach for 6 months before I said yes to her. She messaged me every month about our challenge group, and I told her no every month for 6 months, until I went and got a burned T25 DVD off of somebody, used it, got amazing results, and wanted to try Shakeology. So if somebody comes to you and says, I want to be in your challenge group, or if you invite them and they want to be in your group and they can't get Shakeology right this minute, it's okay. Because I'm a 1-star diamond right now, because Dana is a diamond. Dana signed up. She had Brazil butt lift and didn't want to get Shakeology, nothing. She was in a challenge group for 2 weeks and messaged me and said, I think I should do this discount thing. I want to try this Shakeology. And here she is a year later, and she's a diamond coach. So there's a lot of coaches out there that will require people to have challenge packs to be a part of their groups or to help them. And I have never, in 19 months of doing this, taught myself or taught you guys to be like that, because you always have to be there to help somebody. Because being in the challenge groups is amazing for them, because they might not want Shakeology right now, but that's whenever you just talk about it more and the benefits, and you share what it's doing, because they're not seeing, they think that you're just putting Shakeology and talking about Shakeology because Beachbody tells you have to, or you're trying to sell it. When you are talking about it in a challenge group and they're in there with 6 other people that are talking about it and how much it works for them and how it's benefiting them, they're going to see the benefits of it and they're going to want to try it. I can tell you how many people in my challenge groups did not want Shakeology, and after being in one of my groups and hearing my other customers talk about it, hearing me talk about it constantly, they're like, you know what, maybe I should try this. And I mean, this stuff works. It doesn't just happen. I don't pay people to, come to me, or, I don't give crazy incentives. It's just not my thing. And I don't force anything on anybody. If you don't want to buy Shakeology right away and you can't afford it, that's cool. We'll put you in the big in our support group. I run my own challenge groups each month, and then we have our big, huge support group. So, all of that stuff is at our fingertips and to help people. And, one thing I will say, and I only say this because this is not the first or second or third time that this has happened, and I want everybody to be aware of it. I don't even know how to really say it, but obviously we do these groups to help people. There's a million other weight loss things out there, and for me, Beachbody promotes health. I don't care if you can't drink Shakeology, if you can't work out to Beachbody programs, if you're just going to walk or whatever. I'm willing to help people no matter what. And because it's not all about money for me. Believe me, it's not. But I am not okay with anybody posting anything other than Beachbody in our, not working out, but any other weight loss supplement or anything like that in our challenge groups. I'm just not okay with that. Other people, other coaches on our team are not okay with that. I've had challengers who have used other things, and they messaged me asking me if they could post about, Thrive or Advocare. I'm going to do my PIO workouts, but I'm going to do the 24-day Advocare challenge. Okay. But I'm 100% okay with that if that's what you want to do. But please do not post about Advocare in that page, because there's people in there that are doing Shakeology, and this group is formed because of Beachbody coaches. It's not a group that's formed from Advocare representatives or Thrive representatives. If they want to, have a group, then they should do their own groups. I don't want it to just get jumbled into this just big, because over the summer there was a huge issue with a girl who I asked her not to post something like that in the page, and she literally lashed out on me. And well, I guess you just don't want to help people, and obviously it's just about Beachbody, and you guys just want to make money. And I'm like, you've been in my group for 8 months. You've never bought a thing from me. So it's not about money. Believe me. To me, that stuff's not promoting health, because I have a friend that drinks Spark and it has sucralose in it. That says nothing about health to me. And if you do, we have the ultimate, like they said on the Surge last night, we have the ultimate solution. We have workouts, we have health, and we have nutrition, and we have the support. And a lot of these other companies, that's why we get such a bad name, because they don't do all of that. So they instantly think you're just trying to sell them the next best thing or the next fad. And that's why I always say we have to share the value in the products and the value in what it does, because it goes so much beyond just the workouts and Shakeology. And this weekend was living proof of that, when I had 12 coaches in my house that are on my team, on another team. To me, like Brad and I sat down and talked about it afterward. Like, that's amazing to me, because most of those people I would have never even known if it wasn't for Beachbody. So yeah, Beachbody and fitness and health and being like-minded in that way brought us together, but it's not always all just about that. I have friends that I had made that I went to high school with that I didn't talk to. And now, because of them joining in a challenge group, we're like right back to where we were in high school, or, whatever. So it's just I just want you guys to know that if I ever message you in that way, asking, if one of your challengers or something would post something like that, and first of all, I would message you and say, hey, is this your customer? Can you maybe just have a conversation with them? And if you do, and it happens again, I personally have done it before, and I will do it again. I'll go in there and delete the posts, because to me, that's just not what it's about. It's just not about that. And people coming into that, they know that we drink Shakeology. They know. If you can't say to me, because this girl said, well, why can't I talk about this if you guys talk about Shakeology? Well, because we're Beachbody coaches, and we're the one who started the group. So it just, to me, I'm not being mean. I don't want anybody to ever get offended because of that. I'm not doing it to hurt anybody's feelings, but there's some people in our groups that spend a lot of money on Shakeology every month. And to them, they're going to look at that like, well, why are these people in here? I thought this was like a requirement to be, so it's just better to just keep that kind of stuff outside of the group. I just wanted to put that out there. And it's not the first time that it's happened. It's happened many times over my 19 months of doing this. So it's just, I don't ever want anybody to think that I'm pinpointing them or, being rude by saying that, because I'm not. I've had other conversations with coaches on our team, and a lot of them feel this way. I mean, you guys are shaking your heads, so I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So that's all I have. If you guys, I'm going to unmute you guys. If you have anything that you want to add, if you have any questions, feel free to shout them out.
Hey, Jen, excuse me, it's Kristen. I had a question about one goal that I want to work on specifically. Mm-hmm. One area that I struggle with is, well, you had mentioned, is inviting. So I tend to just I'll start to send an invite, but then I just end up more or less like, hey, how are you doing? I want to specifically work on just getting the invites out there. So I didn't know if there was something that some training, or what do you send to people to just send out?
First of all, I know myself, usually I wait until the evenings to do my invites, because during the day, I might send a couple during the day when I'm home, but I usually focus on other things during the day, and I send my invites at night, because at least I know that's when a lot of people are on. So they'll either get back to me right away, or, you know, I hope I have a better chance of hearing back from them. So, and obviously you work, so your invites are probably being sent in the evenings anyway. But I literally try to listen to something motivational or something positive, or read like a positive quote or something before I send an invite, because we totally psych ourselves out of that. And you're doing what I used to do. I would be like, I don't know if I should invite her. No, just do it. But honestly, I have a huge list of scripts that I use that I can share with you. I have a ton of, and they're all similar, but you know, they touch on different people, and I always like tweak them a little bit. But I have some in there for people that I friend requested from Pinterest, and, you know, all different things. So I can get you that big list that I have.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I started listening. Well, I just finished GoPro by Eric Worre. Did you ever read that?
Mm-hmm.
I like that book. Well, it was an easy, nice listen. So
Yeah.
kind of helped with the goal setting too. Kind of look at that and figure out what my goals are going to be for the year. So
yeah, I like that book a lot. I've kind of gotten, I don't know what it is, but I just kind of gotten, the only thing I get things out of anymore is like, I don't know what it is, but like books about, like this girl code book is just about like, she interviews like these passionate, like strong women, and then she like asks you questions and stuff about at the end of the chapters, which I love. But like I've been finding these random books at Barnes and Noble that like, oh jeez, that's gonna fall. Like this little thing, it's so little and tiny, but it has like, there's 50 million marks in here but it has like these little things that it's like the smallest little things, but like it's like little things like this, and it's little like excerpts, and I just read them, and I get so much more out of them and like, I don't know, like business wise to me, I just feel like now I need to focus on myself. I feel like sometimes, especially last couple months, but yeah, I did read GoPro. The Compound Effect is a good book. It really is. It's kind of, you know, helps with showing you that compound effect of what your efforts can do, and you know how it trickles down into everything in your life. What else is over there? All my stuff I probably either packed away still, but a lot of books I listen to now. Joel Osteen is everything to me. I mean, I will say praise him forever, because like I said, and you guys have heard this a lot, last year at this point in time, I was over Beachbody. I wanted to throw in the towel with my business. I was going all in, and I felt like I was getting nothing out of it. And Nikki told me, listen to or get Joel Osteen's You Can, You Will. And I said, okay, you know, and I actually did it. I listened to it, and that book did amazing things for me. It totally changed my mind about the person I was, what I was thinking about my business, and to stop comparing myself to other people, because that is just the root of all evil, especially, and it's hard not to do that in this type of a business. You started here and this person did. Why are they there? Well, because they may have different goals than you. They have different things going on. So you just have to kind of put those blinders on, as hard as that is sometimes, and forget about everybody else and focus on what it is that you want. So yeah, that's really. Oh, Rocco's making all kinds of noise out there. But if you guys, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. If you do, Tana, do you have anything that you want to? I can't hear her. Mm-mm.
Self-muted. Wait a minute. I have myself muted. I'm sorry. I'm unmuted now. I have an opportunity. A friend of mine is involved with a fundraiser and has asked. I've done a vendor. I was a vendor for her before for clothing, and I told her I was doing Beachbody and all about health and Shakeology and all that good stuff, and she wants me to come and be a vendor.
Oh.
I know. I am a little bit nervous about it since I'm so new, but I know that it can be done. I think that it could be a good thing. She said she has nobody like that there, no health and wellness.
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, like, we can show videos, we could do different things, you know, even the Shakeology stuff. Aw.
He's so spoiled. Yeah, I actually did one. When did I do one? I did one over the summer, and I just had a little table at this little, it was like an event. It was like a girls' night out type of thing in a bar, but it was still cool. And they had all these other things, all these other like Tastefully Simple and the Jamberry and, you know, all that stuff. And I just made Shakeology, and I made a big, probably about like something like this size. And I bought little Dixie cups, and I just put samples out. And I had some protein bars here, and I had some E&E here. So I just like made little Dixie cups and just had samples for everybody to try. I had some pamphlets, and there's so much on the Beachbody website that you can print. Like I think I had like a list of customer lists and email lists that I could collect people's emails on if they were interested. And it's crazy because I met this one girl there, and she purchased 21 Day Fix off of me. And then in the next month, she purchased a challenge pack. And then she's literally, I actually yelled at her last month because she has sent me so many people. I'm like, do you realize like you could have already paid for 3 months of your Shakeology? But because she keeps sending me all these people, and I'm like, I will gladly help them and like take them, but like you could be helping them. So
that's what I'm thinking. There could be a lot of contacts there.
Oh
it's
yeah,
just getting my it's getting my head around it. I guess I'll go online and search and see what I can find.
Yeah, if you go in the back office, there's this thing. I think it's under, I want to say marketing, sales and marketing, and it's probably under what do they call those? Shake and Share. You could probably find a lot of like information for Shakeology. They call it like a shake and share. But I'm sure underneath in there, there's probably, I know there's a lot of different things. Like you can print like an ingredient list of Shakeology, and all the programs that I have, I took and just like laid them out on the table with the meal plan guides and stuff so that they could see. You know, like everybody, of course, loves a 21 Day Fix. So I, of course, had that book there and the containers, and kind of just showed it because it's just what people, they know, the infomercials are out there. So
it's a country club, and it's for colon cancer.
Oh, okay.
So it's the woman that passed away from colon cancer used to make a lot of cookies. So everybody that comes gets a dozen cookies.
Oh.
And yeah, so it should be kind of interesting, but I think there could be a lot of opportunity there too. And then it's kind of funny, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I did a raffle at the one that I did. I randomly had a 21 Day Fix laying around here, 21 Day Fix Extreme. I bought it, and then I had access to it on demand, so I really didn't need the DVDs. So I just gave away the program in a basket with like, you know, a couple little things, and I just had a raffle if people put their name, if they gave me their email or whatever. And I mean, even if you don't have it there and in there, you can, you know, tell people, hey, if you drop your email, I'm going to be giving away a Fixate cookbook, and, you know, I'm going to draw a winner because it's a good way to collect emails from people.
You got to give something away there.
Yeah. Build an email list. I mean, it's something simple. I think we pay like $14 for the cookbook. So
that's awesome.
I always go to the cookbook when I want to give away something because it's like the cheapest thing. Or if you guys are ever looking for incentives, the extra workouts that we get, like we get them when we buy a program through a coach, we get them. You can get them on, I think they would pay like $20 for it if they would just go on there and buy it. We can get those for like $15. So sometimes I will just buy a couple extra, or if it's an incentive that I'm giving a gift away, when the person wins, I'll just go online and order and ship it directly to them from my account. So, and it's not anything crazy. You can do $10 Giant Eagle gift cards, anything just to get people started, or, whatever. It's little tiny things that show that you're not just, hey, buy this off of me, and then I'm just going to, whatever. So yeah, little things, the small things.
Jen, how did you get that vendor opportunity?
Some girl that I just know randomly, she actually asked somebody else on our team and they didn't answer her. And then she just messaged me. She's like, I messaged this girl. She never answered me. I was like, okay. And to be honest with you, I really didn't want to do it. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was not feeling it. I was just like, eh. Then I was just like, I'm so glad that I did, though, because it has benefited me so much. I mean, like I said, this poor girl, though, she could be benefiting so much off of this, but she's giving it all to me. So,
if you go out to Facebook, though, and you can search for vendor groups in Southwest Pennsylvania, or a lot of different things. And I used to sell jockey clothing, so I was looking at stuff like that. And there's vendor groups all over, opportunities all over the place if you're into that. It's hard work. I mean, you're not going to be carrying a lot of clothes like I was.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Hard work.
It was a total pain in my butt, but from what I got out of it, it was better for me anyways. But like friends are always doing benefits and doing things. And so anytime I see somebody invite me to a benefit for like a spaghetti dinner or anything like that, I always say, hey, are you going to be doing like a 50-50 auction? Or are you going to have like a Chinese auction? I'll gladly do a basket. Or I've done like 3 or 4 baskets for different people.
Now, if we set up the table, are we allowed to sell the single packets of Shakeology?
I would say I would look in the back office, but I would say I don't see it being an issue because you can sell packets anyways. Like we're allowed to sell 5 like sampler packets. Like if we have them, like it's never been anything. I just don't think it would be like buying it and selling it at your coach price is not allowed.
Yeah.
But like if anybody ever wants a sample from me, I always sell it to them for like $5. But if you're going to be like a cash and carry, I would say probably like, what do we say it is? Like $4.25 or like $4. I say $5 usually because I ship it to people. So.
Okay. I'd probably do $5. They want a certain percentage of sales, but it's just something, I don't know.
Yeah, if you did something like that, I would do like 5, and when I do 5 days, 5 or 7, it's usually like $25 or $30.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Don't give it away.
No, never.
I learned that the hard way because first of all, it's expensive. It is expensive. It's not cheap. It is, and for us to just give it away, it kind of degrades the value of it. Like, oh, well, here, I'm just going to give this to you. It doesn't mean anything to me. And I feel like if they're getting that investment, then if they're spending $5 or something, I know my husband and myself, if I'm spending $5, I'm going to use it. So like I very rarely will you see me do a free trial of Shakeology. I did it when my like page hit a certain amount. And I regret every day doing it because I gave someone 7 packets of Shakeology for free. And that was 3 months ago. And she just messaged me and told me she was going to buy almond milk to start using her Shakeology.
Now, I did have a
thankfully for you, it doesn't expire for a year.
Yeah, really. On Friday night, will they have an opportunity for us to buy any of the cafe latte or no?
I don't know. Well, it comes available. Probably not. They usually don't have anything like on hand like that, but it is available starting the 11th. So,
Okay.
but yeah, they usually don't have anything on hand just because I think that would be like a service nightmare for them. Because there's so many people. Last year there was almost 1,500 people there. So, and that just goes to show, like, I was a coach I started in May, and it was either August or October, I shared my story, and there was only like 350 people at that Super Saturday. And I've only been a coach for 19 months. So it just goes to show like how much Pittsburgh has grown. So yeah, and they do put on the market council always does a great job. So you'll enjoy it.
Is there a place where I can search to see where there's any events like around South Carolina?
Yeah, there is. If you go under let me see, because I think I have it sitting up here. I was just in it.
I just Googled Beachbody Super Saturday, and
You did? Okay.
and that's how I found.
Yeah, there is a tab, like in our back office, there's a tab under, I think it's news and events. I don't have it up right now in front of me. But yeah, it's like under news and events, and then under there you can find the events, and then there's like an interactive map that'll show you like where there's going to be Super Saturdays hosted.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, if you guys are good, don't have anything else, Kristen, I'll send you that list of those invites. It's like a link. I have it all saved in a Google Doc, so I'll just send you a link to that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. And yes, let me know what's good for you. We'll reschedule. I'm sorry. I'm like such a scatterbrain.
It's been crazy at work.
Oh my God.
I know how it is.
I was in Target, and it was like, I'm so scattered some days. So, okay. Well, you girls have a good night, and thank you for getting on, and I will talk to you later.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.